Answers. I know that. Even though some women, they say maybe they don't want their breasts to fall and things like that. Whether you breastfeed or not, I've seen women who didn't breastfeed. At a particular age, your breast must sag.
To encourage working mothers to breastfeed, governments and private organizations need to incorporate baby-friendly initiatives such as the provision of breastfeeding rooms and creches in workplaces, as it is done in most parts of the world. Yomi Otaigbo reporting for Channels Television News.
And still on health issues, the Zuba fruit market in Abuja caters for a lot of people from around the country who come to buy all types of fruits in large quantities. But the environment at the market is bad for the people's health. In this next report, our correspondent, Gloria Umezoke, examines the day-to-day activities at the market.
As early as 5 in the morning, this part of Zuba, a satellite town in Abuja located in Gwagwalada Area Council, comes alive. Hundreds of fruits traders with no less than 60 trucks discharge full loads of fruits on a daily basis in the ever-busy Zuba International Fruits Market. In this market, which started some 20 years ago, there are various sections with heaps of fruits and vegetables sold in bulk at very cheap rates. Secretary of the Market Committee noted that the market is indeed thriving and have provided a huge source of revenue both for the people and the government.
You see Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Gwari, different languages from different parts of this Nigeria. We are united here and we have no problem. For 20 years we've been operating here with no problem. Most of this fruit, like plantain, we used to have some of the plantain from Bendel. That's former Bendel, that's Edo, Delta, and they used to shift it from Ondo State, and at times from even Abuja here towards Buhari, you know. That's how we get them.
We are buying plantain, each dozen here, some 13,000, 18,000. You will pay the commission 1,008. If you buy 18,000, if you buy 20,000, it's 2,000 naira commission. And we are paying tickets for here. All the motor floats, they are paying tickets before float.
Expectedly, given the number of tasks required in such large market, other additional services also boom alongside the normal fruits business. Wheelbarrow pushers earn their livelihoods on the side by transporting fruit to and fro the market.
I'm right in the middle of the popular Zuba Fruit Market, which is indeed a booming business with enough capacity to cater for the whole of northern Nigeria and beyond. But amidst the amazingly cheap prices, what strikes you as soon as you come in is the filthy environment.
For several years, however, the traders have had to contend with the appalling state of the roads, inadequate storage facility, and poor infrastructure. For them, the challenge of walking through the endless mud and dirt road, spanning over 800 square meters, is beginning to surpass the gains.
All the rainy season, we are not entering here without boots, but a lot of money is here. Let them come and look it.
How long has it been like this?
Since 2007, I enter here. Some worm is entering people's leg. We are going hospital here because of here. It's not good.
We're trying every day, like today. If they finish market, we pack this, we shift it out, we get a motor, a lorry or a bus that will take them down to the bush outside Abuja. We are into affiliation with the local council. You know, we are under Gwagwalada local government. He promised to do something there.
In spite of the challenges, many of the suppliers and dealers from as far as Lake Chad are happy to transact business here. A dozen of pineapple is sold between 500 and 550 naira.
How much is
one bunch? That's a dozen, 12. So if it's big, 15,000, 20,000, 10,000, depending on the size.
The Zuba International Fruit Market started with only about 30 dealers, but today the market has seen remarkable expansion with thousands of traders.
And the traders have called on the government to in every way intervene to save the market from environmental hazards. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
And from the north, we move to the south. Calabar, the capital of Cross River State, is known as the land of paradise, and rightly so, given the beautiful environment of the city. But this paradise also has a dark side. Our next report takes a look at the condition of these areas and what the state government is doing to fix them.
This is the Murtala Mohammed Highway, popularly called 8 Miles Parliamentary Extension. It's the road that leads to the entrance of Calabar, the capital city. It is a narrow 2-lane highway. Visible to visitors coming into the city is an abandoned housing estate to the right, which has turned into a slum.
If you look at this scene here, it's an eyesore. Most visitors coming to this state looking at this very place, in fact, it's not a good picture about the state.
To the indigents, Calabar means come and live and be at rest. This is owing to the beautiful ambience enhanced by structures such as these water fountains. And then, the well-structured roads with trees in the city. But here is a contrast in all of these. Calabar is adjudged the paradise city in Nigeria because of its tourism potential. But what do people make of these small foxes that tend to spoil the vine?
It is rather very unfortunate that Calabar is clean and green within the heart of the urban area of Calabar. But when it comes to the suburb, what I may call the countryside of Calabar, it is not as clean and green as it is.
Among all the states, if you talk of cleanliness, they are number one.
The slum in Marina Beach, to Ekeng Henshaw, Ewa Henshaw and Daniel Henshaw, all in Calabar South local government areas, which according to some residents do not befit the status of the state.
Because it is a total neglect. I do not want to say that government is not doing something. Definitely, government is doing something.
From the bad roads to the garbage in and around the houses in the slum where people live. The question now is, what's the state government doing about the slums in the heart of Calabar?
It is the government's plan to ensure that Calabar remains the most pristine urban center in the country. And the development is not something that is going to happen overnight. It is something that is going to happen progressively. Now, you will see also that there are some of the places that you have mentioned where you have ad hoc residential, it is not because government has planned them to be so. It is because a certain group of people have come and have constituted themselves to live there.
Apart from relocating the residents, the state government is also setting up a task force to look into slum areas in the state.
We are trying to set up a task force on that. And I'm sending a memo to His Excellency to approve the establishment of a task force on that.
One of the attitudes of the Cross River State government is not to undertake, say, a demolition of an area without there being sufficient alternative for people to have. So what the areas that you have noticed and what you are talking about, they are not, I've mentioned to you the areas, the city, the towns that are part of this urban renewal program of government. And it is a progressive thing. You understand? It is something that is going to start and then continue.
In phasing out the slum areas, the state government has also promised to make adequate provisions for compensation. This, no doubt, is cheery news for the dwellers.
When News Track returns, all eyes are on Mali as voting moves to another level. Join us again.
Investigating, exposing, uncovering, reporting, hard-hitting interviews. Sunrise Daily, only on Channels Television.
Welcome back, and on the foreign scene, we begin in Africa, where the elections in Mali is still a talking point. Malians are set to begin voting in the presidential election runoff. Many expect former Prime Minister Ibrahim Keita, who won 40% of the vote in the first round, to defeat ex-finance minister Somalia Cisse. The victor will oversee more than $4 billion in foreign aid promised to rebuild the West African state. The election follows more than a year of violence, which included